Happy hello, everyone! This week marks almost 2/3 of the way through this year-long web series into the pursuit of happiness. For those of you who have been following, I thank you for your support. I have to say it feels good to achieve a goal that I've set for myself, which is why it's important to have goals. It is also important to know there is a wrong way to set a goal, and when that happens, even well-intentioned goals can have a negative effect.
My name is Ryan Wingfield, and my job is to make people happy. After years of doing stand-up comedy, I've devoted an entire year to the study of happiness. Join me each week right here on a Road Comics Road to Happiness.
Goals are very important in our lives, whether that be career goals or relationship goals or even daily goals. Our goals help give our lives meaning. Achieving them makes us happy and is arguably the way you should be living your life. Researchers have found a strong connection between achieving goals and reported happiness and well-being. In theory, achieving goals can create a positive cycle where your brain will reward you with a hit of dopamine, making you happy and encouraging you to take on more goals. Assuming you can repeat this process, you will one day be the happiest president the world has ever known. If you've ever been in the zone at work, you can probably relate to this sensation. Some bosses even encourage giving work to busy people because that way it will get done. Busy people are constantly in motion, encouraged on by their success and positive emotions. On the other end of the spectrum are people who are in a proverbial rut, where nothing seems to work out and their productivity and emotions join each other in a downward spiral. Psychologists say a big difference between this happy productivity and emotional rut is not in the setting of goals, but rather in the type of goals that are set. A study from the University of Liverpool found that depressed and non-depressed people will set the same number of goals, but a big difference is that non-depressed people tend to set goals that are specific and timely, whereas depressed people will set goals that are much more general and abstract. At the same time, depressed people are more likely to give non-specific reasons for why they did or did not achieve a goal. The problem with that broad definition is it makes it hard to tell when you've achieved a goal. Even a well-intentioned goal, such as to be happy, has no clear finish line. That ambiguity can maintain or even increase depression. You need to be able to say, yes, I did it, if you want your brain to give you that hit of dopamine. To do that, you have to convert a broad general goal into smaller, more manageable bites. You may have heard of the mnemonic acronym SMART. A lot of companies like to use it in their goal setting. It stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, although the exact phrases may vary depending on who is presenting it. These guidelines can help convert those broad general goals into more manageable tasks. Let's try and use that acronym for our previous example of to be happy. Unfortunately, that goal is not specific, measurable, or timely. It might be realistic, but without a way to measure it, there's no way of saying if it's attainable. Rather than swing for the fences, let's try and break that goal down into something more manageable. Might I suggest, I am going to watch every episode of a Road Comics Road to Happiness every week for a year. While I admit this is a bit self-serving, it is arguably a much better way of pursuing a greater goal of being happy. This goal is specific, requiring a weekly viewing of a short video. It is measurable in that you either did or did not do it. It is realistic and attainable because, let's face it, it's not that much of your time. And it is timely in that the series will end, giving you a sense of finality and an ability to say, I did it! Much the same way that I will be saying that when the series is over. Now that we know how to set goals, let's talk about setting the right types of goals. In positive psychology, there is goal-setting theory that talks about a difference between non-zero goals and zero-sum goals. Non-zero goals refer to goals that help other people, whereas zero-sum goals focus on personal desires such as money. Both are okay to pursue, but it probably comes as no surprise that too much focus on the latter will hurt your happiness, especially if it makes you avoid the former. In short, helping others is a great way of helping yourself. Just make sure that you help them in a way that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. That's all for this edition of a Road Comics Road to Happiness. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave any happy comments below. Next week, from small goals to big questions, is it possible to have a happy life and at the same time, a meaningful one. Until then, stay happy.